Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. That means tomorrow is free training day. Time management is the topic tomorrow. Get your exercises, guides, my books for free at david@dmeltzer.com. You can join my text community at 949-298-2905. Congratulations, Samir. Great to see you on there. Nick, Jesse, welcome. Welcome, Jake. Thumbs up to you, my friend. And Star, good to see you. Where's Team David Meltzer? We got to get on that. What's going on? All right. We got a big day today. Tomorrow, time management. Today, let's just answer some questions and have some fun. What do failures teach? I don't even like the word failures, right? I like lessons. So, each time we try to expand, accelerate, and grow, we are learning something that we don't know. If we learn something that we don't know, people call that a failure. I don't. I try to assimilate as many lessons as I can, as quickly as I can. And so learning from those lessons will allow me to move in a better place, a better direction, to make my situation better. Pain, simply an indicator that I have a lesson to learn. And so that's the process that I go through in order to expand, accelerate, and grow, which you should too. And enjoying that process is the key, to have the perspective of, let me find the light, let me find the love, let me find the lessons in what others call mistakes, failures, shortcomings, voids, shortages, obstacles, corrosion, between me and the greatest source of light, love, and lessons. That's all it is. And if I learn those lessons, it clears that corrosion, that interference. All right, let's keep the questions coming. Don't know where Team David Meltzer is. Do you, Nick? Can you please explain your process of taking inventory of your values? Every day I take inventory of my values so I know how to make decisions that are most aligned with what I want and allow me to be aligned with my why. Jake Scher, good morning to you. Welcome. And so I have four values that I take inventory of. Number one, my personal values, my non-negotiables, and looking at those, whether it be my health, my family, the studying that I'm going to do every day. I have now pinned up below david@dmeltzer.com and my text community, 949-298-2905. That's where you join me for free trainings every Friday. That's where you can get the replays featured on Spotify, all the text guides, forums, books. I'll sign a book, send it to you, pay for shipping. I don't care. Just go ahead and email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Experiential values is the second one I take inventory of. So many people don't even think about, what do I want to experience today? And then they wonder why they don't experience what they want to experience, or why they don't experience anything. And then, of course, giving value, really get focused on and being a student of, how much value can I provide and give? And then finally, most importantly, I always say, tying in my radical humility, that I don't know what I don't know. And the best way to get to where I want to be is to find someone that's where I want to be and ask them for directions. I want to take inventory of my receiving values. And so that's the process that I go through every day, looking at my non-negotiables, my personal, my experiential, my giving, and receiving. Gemma, welcome. Thank you so much for joining my private sales group, Gemma. We're going to start in November. Thank you so much. It's great to see you there. I know you're killing it. Let's see here. What are the most excited for a 2-minute drill? The contestants, right? The lessons, being able to do a show that is real, one that deals with the pitch and give, the great insight that we need on an actual pitch. It's so difficult to figure out how to fund a company on a TV show. The majority of them don't get funded, even if they get through the show, they don't vet out properly. They're just not realistic. And so we're mismanaging the expectations of people on those shows, where if we just stick to the pitch and then allow the due diligence to take care of the credibility, emotional attachment, quantifying reasons, impacts, and capabilities, we could just kill it. So I'm super excited about helping tons of people stimulate interest and get that done. Let's see here. Gemma, you wanted to go live maybe? I will take that. Good to see you. I will join event. Go ahead, reach out to me then. David.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm here in line for 2 hours. I'm about to vote. I
All
just want to
right.
say, I just wanted to say I'm really excited for your sales group, and that's
Thank
all.
you.
I can't wait. Yeah, that's all. I just want to say good morning.
Good morning. It looks
Yeah,
very cold. It looks very
yeah,
cold there.
it's raining.
Oh, it's
It's like,
raining.
yeah, it's raining. But
What
anyway,
street? What street are you on?
what streets?
Yeah.
I'm here in Brooklyn, like on
Okay.
Flatbush. Like, yeah, it's raining, it's cold. But yeah, I just want to say thank you.
Oh, how long's the
I
line
can,
behind you?
uh, like I'm almost there, but I've been in line for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
They really want to vote. That's good. Well, I
Yes,
appreciate you getting
absolutely.
out and
Yeah,
voting. I appreciate
yeah,
you joining my private
yeah.
sales group. I
Yes,
hope more
thank
people
you.
do.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Good luck. Have a good
Thank
vote.
you.
Get out and vote if you haven't. It's worth standing in line for, even if it's raining. It's important. If you don't vote today, if you don't vote this week, if you don't vote on Tuesday, it may be the last time you get to vote. Think about that. Anyway, David at dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. Uh, join me. I have training tomorrow on time management. I'll give you the greatest gift I can give you, the gift of time, productivity, accessibility, and gratitude tied into how to utilize your time and living within that content. Let's answer some more questions. What's the best investment you can make in yourself? Well, it's determined upon your values, right? The best investment you make in yourself is, your health, number one, your relative relationships, number two, and then what you want, number three. So if you're making an investment in your health, in your relativity of others, and what you want, uh, you will exceed and accelerate and grow at an exponential rate and be very happy. Being excited for what you want brings it faster. Yes, that's called inspiration in Theos, connected to the greatest source. Being excited about what you want, enjoying the pursuit of what you want consistently every day, persistently without quit, that brings it faster. We talked about that yesterday on The Real AF with Andy Frisell. If you didn't catch it, you got to see it. One of the best podcasts I've been on. Thank you, Andy. Visited St. Louis, and what an incredible facility he has there. Welcome, 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 everyone. Remember, if you miss any of the trainings, any of the podcasts, they're available featured on Spotify. They've created a beautiful featured playlist of all my trainings just for you. Exercises, guides, books for free at david@dmeltzer.com. Let's keep answering these questions. Here we go. So many good ones. Thank you. How do you time manage your daily activity? We're going to go through all the daily practices, but one of the keys is I study time. I give attention to and give intention to what I think, say, do, believe, understanding my own characteristics, personality traits, obsessions, and addictions, and how to apply those directly to what the coincidences that I want that are relative or aligned with or supplementary to or synergistic to what my inventory of values, personal, experiential, giving and receiving values. And that's how I do it. And utilizing this studying technique of what I have planned during the day, what I don't have planned, using the power of 64, the 520 rule, the 120 rule, the 3-no rule, the 25-no rule. There's so many uh, different pragmatic ways that we can bend time. Even meditation helps us do that as well. Multiple meditations allow us to do that. What lessons have you forgotten most often? The lesson that I have no need to be offended. I set my expectations far too high for myself. Therefore, it comes through to me to others. And unfortunately, others are not pursuing their truth to the level that I expect. And then I have a need to be offended when I realize that they're only human and they have their own feelings. Uh, I forget that every day. Can you give tips on starting a small scale business focusing on art? Well, determined upon your art, if you're going to start a business on art, you better figure out how to make money from the art. So I assume it's either commissioned or buying and selling the art and connecting the dot backwards on the size of your community and how you sell that art, how much it costs to produce and to display and to market and to sell it, and then creating a profit or a margin so you can stay in business. Whether it's art or anything else, I love to connect the dots backwards and be a realist, not only with the passion that I have for art or anything else that I may be buying or selling or creating or distributing or marketing, but more importantly, making sure there's margins. Because the key to a business is to stay in business. And the only way you stay in business is to have money, to make money. It needs to do that, or you cannot stay in business. Has networking played any role in your success? My net worth is my network. Absolutely. When I talk about networking, I talk about my ability to asking for help, asking, do you know anyone that can help me? So for me, networking is not only providing value in person, on the phone, via email and social media, radio, print, TV, but more importantly, asking that value question, do you know anyone that can help me in person? Realizing that there are no gatekeepers, there are no branches that are stopping me from another branch. They're simply sponsors and power sponsors, people that know people that can help me or are willing to help me themselves and know who can help me. What the training, I don't know what that means, Colleen, but I assume Friday's training is on time management, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested in saving time like Colleen by leaving out letters in a question mark, that's a great way to learn. Come to my training, 11 a.m. Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific. You can do that. If you miss it, because it is Friday, just go to the replay. It's featured on Spotify, featured on Entrepreneur, on all the different platforms. You can get my exercises, my guides for free. All past trainings are on a featured playlist. So whether you missed the ultimate ego guide or how to close a deal or the perfect pitch, whatever it may be, you're there. We have private groups. We have all of those. Yeah, I got it. I press send too early all the time too. All the guys, everything there. We have the pitch competition. We are launching Bloomberg's new show that we're doing. It'll be on Bloomberg, 2-minute drill. Apply if you want to be $50,000 worth of cash and prizes every single episode. So join me on the show. Go and apply. You can email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you have something you want to pitch. You can pitch anything from having your kids eat broccoli to multi-million and billion-dollar deals. Just bring it on. We'd love to have you. All right, let's answer a few more questions coming in here. Which lessons have you kept having to relearn? What lessons do I have? It's almost all of them, man. The greatest thing about lessons is you're going to forget them all, but you have the access and power to access all of them, even ones you don't know. So for me, I'm still caught up on the need to be resentful and offended. When you get to a point where you're focused and doing all that you can, and others are lying to you about what they're doing, it is hard not to be offended. But I use forgiveness and gratitude as my bridge. So when I have a secondary need of the ego, need to be offended, right, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, resentful, I just use forgiveness and gratitude as a bridge to get back to center, to peace. And it allows me to know where we are and what we're doing. You can email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you want to join us for free training, if you want the exercises, guides, or anything for free. If you want to join my private groups, go ahead, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to join the text community, it's 949-298-2905. Let's take another question. Then maybe we'll have a guest go live with me at 8:15. Let's see here. How do I get connections to people that can help me accomplish my goal? You got to be more interested than interesting. Find people that are where you want to be and ask them directions on how to get there. They're available. All the information is so much easier than when I was young. It's all available. People who sit on boards of advisors, philanthropic events, entertainment events. You can invite people to go places. You can see them, call them, email them, DM them, notify them in multiple different ways. It's so easy. Just be consistent and persistent. Enjoy that pursuit of finding the right people. And you don't have to find the right person. You can ask people that aren't the right people if they know anyone that are the right people. So that works out really, really well. Lauren Francis Love, where are you, my dear? Hopefully you are here. Let me see. We will, Lauren Francis Love, Jakey Bakey, are we good to go? Awesome. Let's take another question as we keep it coming. I'm about to have a meeting with an account that diverted. I am trying to win back. Any advice? Yeah, provide value and ask for the deal. Provide value. So, looking at that, provide value, and you will be able to get there. And there she is, Lauren Francis Love. If you want to get a deal back, you've got to quantify the reasons, get it back, the impact it has on you and others, and as well as the capabilities that you have. Value, value, value. Get to a point where you can ask, "Do you see any reason you won't want to engage in this opportunity?" And if you can't answer that question, you're not ready to get it back. There she is.
Hi, good morning. Hi,
Good
Kate.
morning. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Amazing. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you.
Well, you are an expert at one of my favorite topics in the world, love. So, CEO of Love Script, and you're known as the man whisperer. That's even better than a dog or a horse whisperer because men are probably the most complex of all species. And I can whisper to my dog. How does someone evolve into the man whisperer? That's what I want to know.
Oh, that's such a good question. Well, it's so funny. I was an event planner, and I threw hundreds and hundreds of events, and I was a publicist. And all of my girlfriends were asking me, how are you dating? How are you meeting men? So it was the thing that I love to do naturally, and then I taught my girlfriends how to do, and that turned into a book called Dating, Mating, and Manhandling. And then I was like, what do I do with this? And I started doing a lot of podcasting and seminars and uh, do things called the Man Magnet Makeover. And so, yeah, the whole industry of online dating and coaching women through that process has been really meaningful, and even more meaningful now during COVID.
And do you find that the dating process differs in age groups? Obviously, I'm blessed to have three teenage daughters and get to witness the other side of, what I experienced as a teenage boy, not realizing what was going through all of these wonderful women's head. I get the inside scoop because my girls are pretty open about it.
Right.
But I also, have divorced friends my age. I'm 52. And, that game seems a completely different ball game than the one that my teenage daughters are experiencing. Um, what are the differences in these different age groups that you see in the dating and mating and manhandling opportunities?
Well, the thing that I teach women how to do is how to be confident in their dating process and how. So I'm going to answer that question, but basically, the core of my work is really how to have self-esteeming relationships and create language around love and set boundaries. So I think what's interesting is that women of every age category have very similar problems, which is not knowing how to vet men well, how to set boundaries, how to be clear about what their romantic intentions are, right? And so I think that the most important thing for everybody that's dating is they get really clear about what's their end goal, like what is it that they're looking to find, and to be very clear about that in their profiles.
Oh, neat. One of what? Oh, sorry. Say that again. I broke up.
I'm specifically talking about online dating, like in your
Yeah.
online. The most specific thing is to say that if you're looking for, an epic marriage, or if you are just looking for fun. A lot of people that are in the dating field, dating space again after they're divorced, are not necessarily looking to get married again, right?
Is that because they know better?
I think it's because online dating is literally like an ad for love. You have to think of yourself like you're like you're marketing yourself as if BMW or Tesla was marketing themselves. Like, what are the positive features, right? But a lot of people that are recently like suddenly single are not ready to marry again. So I think it's important for people in that age category, that space, to be really clear about what they're looking for, because you'll find something. You want to screen the wrong people out.
Yeah.
Do that in your profile by just clearly saying what it is that you're looking for.
One of the best pieces of advice that I've gotten in my life about love, even though I was already married at the time, and
Mhm.
I'm continually trying to, I think, mature or experience my own intimate love with my wife, and it grows and grows and grows. Even though we've been married 23 years, it's better now. But I didn't believe it when I heard it. But one of my mentors said to me, "You know what your problem is? You need to learn to love you." And here
Mhm.
I was with, at the time, three children. I thought happily married, all types of success and abundance in my life, and a great ego and arrogance that I've continually now over the last 15 years since I heard that work on. But I really didn't understand what that meant until I started realizing I can't find outside of me what isn't inside of me.
Right.
And does that apply to some of the things that you teach in this self-worth, self-management of expectations, self confidence, all the things? Is
Mhm.
it about loving ourselves and then we end up attracting the people that love us?
I feel like it's about loving yourself. But a lot of people, if you've been married and wounded, right? If somebody's cheated on you, if somebody's left you, if somebody's betrayed you, right? People are very heartbroken. So if you're in midlife and you're single, you've been smushed. Your heart has been broken. And I feel like just finding a replacement, a lot of people a lot of people are trying to self-soothe through just kind of finding another person. But I feel like it's really important to find what I call a heart healing relationship. And that happens once you figure out what broke your heart and what kind, we call it vitamin L. I have a podcast called A Dose of Vitamin L. And, so figuring out what kind of relationship would be heart healing is really important. So that's inner work. And then I do these kind of makeovers for the outside, which make everybody feel better. Like the truth is that if you, uh, your brain actually responds to feeling like you are presenting beautifully. So that really helps. And then I feel like creating a vision of love, like really thinking about what is the most aspirational thing I want to create and putting that out in the world, in the online space. It's a really beautiful way. It's like marketing, right? It's like a gen pop, right? It's like you're getting feedback, consumer feedback to your profile. So if you're not getting really positive, loving feedback from people online, it means that your offer or your ad isn't as loving and as inspirational as it can be. So that becomes extremely healing for people, just how people are reflecting back to them. And then the process of falling in love with somebody who loves you is, I think, the ultimate healing, because you can work on yourself alone for a long time. I have a lot of clients who are very successful, who have everything in the world, but the love piece is the part that's not working. And so sometimes that takes some support. So that's where working with a coach or working with, therapists can't say to you, you need bangs.
Yeah, right.
Or your photos are not working, or you're putting negative things in your written profile. Right.
Right. I love the pragmatic side, which leads me to, when I'm doing a lot of executive coaching,
Right.
dissecting relationships to um, the ability to have physical love or attraction,
Yeah.
the emotional or intimate love or attraction, and then a friendship love or attraction. And the perfect marriage to me has been to work on all three of those things to make sure that you have a physical love, an intimate emotional love, but then a friendship love. And obviously all three are different, and some people are fine with just one, and they define that as their love, and that's what they want from that relationship at their time of life or experience that they've had. Like you said, someone that may have been hurt or divorced may want something different than others. So is
But
it okay to dissect those three, or should everybody look for all three?
well, it depends on what you want. But most of the women and men that I work with want to have like a bodice ripping romance and an epic kind of love, as well as a best friend. Right? It's interesting right now because dating during COVID, nobody, married people, nobody has spent this much intimate time with their partner ever, or their children.
I
You
have
know,
three teenage daughters, so I just sent them to college. They're like, yeah, but it's online. I'm like, just go. You'll have a better time there.
yeah,
Go.
please go. So really, I think that what's happening is people are also finding, that they're getting to know their partners all over again, or needing to create kind of romance or deeper friendships, or do different kinds of activities with their intimate partners. So it's a very interesting time. And in just like the dating space, if anybody's single and watching this, I feel like having a phone call, if you're swiping around, doing a phone call, but then saying, oh, let's set up a FaceTime date. Meeting people through FaceTime is a really successful way to screen people to make sure that it's worth putting your life at risk by going for a cup of coffee without a mask on. And I'm really suggesting that people approach dating like they're meeting new friends first.
Yeah.
Really just getting keyed in and having much longer phone calls and FaceTime dates than they normally would before they meet.
Well, in my own marriage, I'm trying to reflect some of the strategies that you're talking about, because it's interesting. I've known my wife since the fourth grade. So, I've always been super attracted to her. She hated me. I asked her to go study at sixth grade camp through a friend, and she said no. So I threw an egg at her. But I've always been attracted to my wife, and still am.
That's a great flirt tip.
Yeah, and I'm a little monkey
Pull her,
shines. Oh, I missed that. Go ahead.
pull her pigtails.
Yeah, pretty close. I was throwing rocks at her and asking her why her other friends were so pretty. Anyway, she forgave me and married me, and then have been with me. But it's interesting because early in my marriage, she would always tell me, you're my best friend. And I was super attracted to her emotionally, unbelievable bond. But I really could not get past the fact that I would say, oh, okay, and like almost lie to her that, yeah, you're my best friend, but I would rather be going to a football game with my buddies or playing golf or do like that. To me was my definition in my late 20s and 30s of friendship. And here I am 52, and I see the difference when I tell her that she is my best friend. And it was pre-COVID. And it hasn't diminished the other side of things. What percentage of people are men that you work with? Because I was really surprised you said you work with men and women. In my mind, I'm like, oh, she just shows women how to, stimulate interest, transition interest, and share a vision. But how many percentage of the people that you work with are men who are in touch with both feminine and masculine energies and really listen and learn from you?
That is such a great question. So I work, my branding really is, I also have a beauty business, bath and beauty business called Transcript.
Yeah.
So my branding is really about women and helping women create romance. But then I do have male clients, and a lot of the work that I do with men is setting them up for online dating. I have people where I do privates where we do like makeovers and photographs and help them write their profiles and launch. But a lot of the work is really about figuring out what kind of relationship would support them in their lives. And I feel with men specifically that I talk about, in my work, how men really have a very strong mission that they want to share with the world. Women also have a very strong mission, but we're better at multitasking than men do. Like our brains are wired differently. The right and left hemispheres are, women are like a super highway between both of those, spheres, and men are like a country lane for most men. So that's why when men get into an argument, they lose their words, right? They literally lose that connection, their words. So a lot of the work that I do with men is helping them figure out what kind of woman would best support them for a long, and be a friend as well as a lover, and really support them in their life path. I do this for women also, but
Sure.
that's a big part of the work that I do with men. And
Last question real quick. I do a lot of executive coaching from the key executives in the world of the biggest companies down to entrepreneurs.
your
And
work,
say again?
your work is amazing. I'm such a fan.
It's so much fun, but I have to tell you, I'm a huge hypocrite because while I'm coaching people, I'm always telling myself, wow, that's a really good idea, David. You should take your own advice, right? And so I wanted to ask you, hopefully it's not too illuminating, where are your biggest challenges? And you teach so many people with so many great, but where are your greatest challenges in relationships?
Oh, I feel like I don't have major relationship. I feel like I've done a lot of that work. I am having challenges in being a business. I launched a beauty brand called Transcript by accident in selling a perfume.
No accidents, Lauren, no accidents.
I mean, out of the back of my van. Loves, I did this tour of Victoria's Secret. They called me their flirt fairy, and they were like, you should do a perfume. And I was like, I'll never do a perfume. And then I coached someone that couldn't afford me. So I just said, just give me some perfume. This is back in the day. And then like the ballet parkers were trying to climb in the car with me. It drove men crazy. And so they asked me if FabFitFun asked me if I could make 1,000,000 bottles of perfume. And I was like, I'll be back. And I found a manufacturer, but that turned into 5,000 units of body wash. Now I'm, now I've got a full scale manufacturing business where, I'm delivering things for FabFitFun and a new subscription box called BoxyCharm. And so my relationship, so here's what's great. Relationship skills translate into every quadrant of life. So communication, knowing how to support your team, knowing how to, if you're having difficulty, ask for help, knowing how to set boundaries, works with manufacturers, it works with your supply chain. Right now, we were waiting for like spritz bottles that were stuck in China. So I'm going through that, every single relationship skill that I have has been required for this like pretty amazing business expansion, especially during this time when so many people are businesses. My work is just like booming,
And
and I'm
that,
just
and
trying to
as it
keep
should.
up.
As it should for all your relationships. Boom. I appreciate all the help that you give men and women. And the CEO of Love Script, you can check her out at Lauren Francis Love on Instagram. But where else can people find you and Love Script?
Oh, you can go to the Love Script site. It's lovescript.com. And then I have a bunch of free stuff if you're single and you want support. I have a ton of free podcasts and a ton of support that is at my site, which is Lauren Francis, FRANCES.com. On my website. And my book is re-releasing, which was a bestseller, so it's coming out again. And got a lot of fun ways to support people.
Well,
Rating.
winners win by helping others. And you certainly have been kind to your future self by doing such great deeds in, I think, the most critical part of our lives, which is not only our relationships to others, but our relationship with self. And I appreciate everything you do. Come back and visit me soon. And I'm going to buy your re-release book even and see how I can enhance my married life, even though I'm not out there on the single. I still think internally I can make it happen.
Aw.
Bye, Lauren. Thank you. Bye. Wow. Inside and out. What a beauty. She can help all of you. You got it. I see all these single women and men. Check her out. CEO of Love Script at Lauren Francis Love, lovescript.com. Learn to love you. You can't find outside of you what you can't find inside yourself. All these relationships are not only great romanticized, but in business as well, which I thought was so interesting. Thank you for being so transparent and honest, Lauren, and helping so many people. Lovescript.com. Great guest. Yes, Colleen. Isn't she cool? Thank you. All right. I'm going to take one more question out of tradition. Remember, tomorrow, free training, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Time management is the topic. If you want to learn how to be more productive, more accessible, and more gracious in your life by understanding time, the man-made construct of time, and how to utilize that in the forms of relativity to increase your productivity, accessibility, and your gratitude, please reach out. David@dmeltzer.com. Join me for free. If you miss training because it's Friday, I get it. It's featured on Spotify. Featured there. There's a playlist of all my trainings. The playbook has extraordinary guests, millionaires, billionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, entertainers, and people like Lauren Francis. So go ahead. If you haven't checked out me and Andy Frisella on The Real AF, one of the best podcasts I've done, check that out. If you have any questions, you want exercises, guides, my book for free, it's david@dmeltzer.com. You can join me, 949-298-2905. Gigi, I love you coming to my trainings, and I'm glad you love the trainings. They get quite a great reception from everyone, either live or on replay. Most importantly, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Thank you so much, Lauren Francis. Thank you. See you tomorrow training. Thanks. Bye-bye.